the Director of Business Development, and he's going to be sharing some important information with us about strategies for aging in place. So thank you for being here, Peter.
Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us online. Like Lindsay had said, what we're talking about today is aging in place dementia. First. So what we're talking about today, safety in the home. Creating a home that supports independence and well-being. Then we'll talk about getting some support in the community as well, navigating in-home care, like an agency through us, considering Homecare or another agency that can provide home care services. And then looking into maybe volunteer services, like I know in Loudoun County, where I'm mostly at, there's an organization called Loudoun Volunteer Caregivers. They don't offer personal care, but they can offer other services to have volunteers come out and help individuals and support them other ways. Community, working with community organizations like Inside Memory Care, other organizations like the Alzheimer's Association as well. And then preparation, planning ahead. Maybe you're not in a position now where your family member needs assisted living, but start the financial planning, start the legal planning, talking to elder care lawyers, right? Saying that I'm planning it. Finding some balance. If you're the primary caregiver, if you need a break, caregiver burnout is a real thing. Caregivers need to be at 100% in order to care for their loved ones. They need to be at 100%. They can wake up on time, go to the doctor's appointments, go to drive-ins to medical appointments, drive-ins to day centers. And then finding joy. And that's also the finding good balance between honoring the individual's wishes of how they want to be at home, but also making sure it's done safely, making sure there's the right support systems in place. Then we'll talk about, tying it all together, how caring for an individual with dementia, it takes the individual, the family, the community, the medical provider, it takes everybody to help the individual be safe, supported at home. So we're going to start with a quick icebreaker. So the question is, if you could change one thing at home to make life easier, what would it be? This could be adding grab bars. This could be having someone else come in the home to support you. If you could think of one thing that you could change at home to make your life easier, what would it be? Give a little bit of time to think. Those of you guys online, think of something. This helps you prepare for, maybe the short term or long term, what you could change that you need to change. You said you have something?
So mine is really probably appropriate, but for my mom not to be so stubborn. I mean, it's, she was always extremely independent to a fault before dementia, and that has not gotten any better with her dementia.
For stubbornness, that's a good one. I would more say maybe she's more particular, right? She knows she wants certain things done for her. That's kind of the struggle you're facing.
Yeah.
Being accepting of help.
Yeah. Being accepting of help.
Accepting change.
Right. Loss of independence, all of a sudden, it's a big shock to everybody. So
Sure.
it takes some time to get over that. Thank you, Sharon. John?
I guess it's she is very depressed in the mornings. I have to go to she's 3 times a week. She was depressed, doesn't want to go, and she even has a song which thinks she's a problem with the family and so on and so forth. That hurts me, it hurts. I mean, I already got figured out how to answer her. When it's the 10th time she asked me what day it is, I still know how to answer as if it was the first time she asked me. So there's one thing that's that was just interesting when she does that, which is only in the morning. Otherwise, she's a happy person when she gets here. You know, yeah, I'm here. They're very welcoming and very attentive to us. So she's happy when she's here. When I pick her up, she's happy. Bothers me that she has at this point in our lives that she's that disappointed. So, but she's a wonderful person, a wonderful woman, very intelligent. It was somewhat of a success in business, certainly helped my business. So it's just a different lifestyle, obviously.
So if you could change one thing about that.
Figuring out how to ease the depression that she has.
So finding ways to get through to her and talk to her, maybe find what's bothering her that upsets her so much in the morning.
Well, I do, and sometimes I get a little. We never argue, gotten away from that, but sometimes I get snappy off that and more. The only fortunate thing about that is that 20 seconds later she's forgotten about it. Just, I'm just disappointed that she's disappointed.
Nice. You want to keep her happy. So, right, so just changing one thing could make a huge difference. So we'll talk about some of the small things we can do at home, especially furniture and home decoration wise. So color contrast. You can see here, see the walls and the floor and the carpet is good and contrasted, so you know where the wall ends and the wall begins. And having daylight rhythm, so looking at the lights, having during the day having it bright and towards the evening, making it dimmer to get the individual back into the circadian rhythm. If we get into that routine, maybe in their mind they think it's 1 o'clock in the morning, but their body they see the lights in a certain light hue. The body would know better than the mind, right? And then personal cues, leaving reminders like on a board right here, tasks. Do we have a doctor's appointment in today? Or we need to go for a walk, having like a daily schedule would help. Instead of, so the individual might be too embarrassed to ask what's going on today. If they have a board up here and they reference it and they know what's going on. Then personal cues, and then reducing background noise. You see here, there's no TVs, no radios. It's more of a natural scene where you can see the outside here, look into nature, you got some plants, and it's more of a quiet, comforting area. Background noise can be really distracting for individuals with dementia. Hard to focus on one thing. So keeping it calm and quiet be very nice. That also creating quiet zones, like a nice comfy area where the individual after a caregiver can sit down and talk, have coffee, have a calm moment. Having trees and plants, keep it pleasant environment. Everyone likes being in nature, getting the sunlight. If the individual's not unable to go outside, I think that those natural elements in the home definitely helps. And then simplifying. You see, there's not a lot of clutter here, not a lot of boxes stacked in the corners. There's no wires everywhere. Trying to keep the walls as simple as possible. Trying to simplify them. Not so much distractions or stimulations going on. And then mirror awareness. Looking in the mirror can be very frightening for an individual. So keeping large mirrors on the side, away from the hallways, maybe just keeping a small one in the bathrooms, just for others. But Yeah, because they could, in their minds, it could be, 20 years in the past. They look in the mirror and describe what we see. That could be really frightening, leads into, more confusion, more frustration, leads into aggressiveness, causing combativeness. So we want to avoid that. Memory stations, that's kind of like this billboard here, but on the coffee table, you could leave, go organizers or just quick notes so that it's memory cues. They don't have to ask the caregiver, hey, what do I need to do? They can just reference themselves. Smart technology. One here is like the motion sensor all lights that would help, especially in the evening time, or even including things like there's products like Stack Care, which uses infrared motion sensor detectors in the home to track movement. Then use GPS pendants in case the individual has wandering, so that you can find that individual safe. Loudoun County has a great program where Project Lifesaver, if the individual has dementia, they offer free GPS pendants to the sheriff's department. It's a great resource there. Smart technology, Apple Watches are great. I've seen a lot of clients use those with their family members. As fall detection, you can call your family members directly from the Apple Watches. Incorporate technology when it's needed. Alexa, hey, Alexa, call my daughter. Things like that. So a lot of things small changes you can make in the home to make it a safe, or comfortable, and a warming environment. You don't want to make it so it's the hospital, but it's the individual's home. You want to create an environment where it's familiar, it's safe. Then getting additional support at home. That's when you can reach out to agencies like ours, Energy Homecare. We provide caregivers in the home, all the way up to 24/7 if needed. We offer agencies will offer nighttime service, so if the individual has hard time sleeping at night, or as you have families have concerns about wandering. I've had my grandmother, wake up at 4 in the morning, go in the kitchen, trying to make breakfast, and totally forget about it. So that's happened a lot. So having someone there in the home in the nighttime where family can get some sleep, but caregivers, an extension of yourself, helping watch your family member, for sure just it. Then also working with an agency is helpful in that if you find a caregiver, an agency that you can have consistency with, having the same caregiver come every day, build that relationship with the individual. There's that consistency, so it's that not a different person coming every time, and the individual's confused, gets frustrated. These are other behavioral issues as well. And then, so home care is really not to replace family. This can be an extension of that. So we work in partnership with family members and caring for the individual. So if a caregiver or the family member needs to get a break, need respite, needs to get away and take care of themselves for medical appointments, we can step in for a few hours a day, so that family member can go to their doctor and take care of themselves as well. Home care agencies can offer transportation. The family's working during the day, the caregivers can drop off the individual here. We've had clients in the past where we'll go help them get ready in the morning, take baths, take shower, eat in the mornings, while the wife prepared for the spouse is preparing and getting ready for themselves. So we'll be there for 2 hours, help the individual get ready for adult day services like it's at Homecare, and the spouse will drive the participant here. We can support in many ways. Okay, so research shows that social connection and community engagement directly improves the quality of life for individuals and their caregivers. So the village care is really looking into accessing community resources. Community resources like Inside Memory Care Center offer free family consultations for individuals that need help just figuring things out, taking that first step, Who do I talk to? What can I expect? Then looking into Alzheimer's associations, but not just organizations, but community support groups, memory cafes, art groups, sharing experiences, understanding one another. That really helps. Evidence shows that social stimulation also slows cognitive decline, reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression. For caregivers, it's a great way to feel not so isolated. Maybe you've been dealing with this for many years by yourself, so you haven't had time to go meet friends, help with people in your church. It's a great time to get out of that to your own bubble and see what other people are experiencing as well. Just having that feeling of connectedness, I think, just for not for the individual family caregivers, be very. So reach out, you know, an individual that may have family member with dementia, or right inside memory cares. It's a community. It takes more than yourself. It takes more than just one other organization. It takes a group. So knowing that you can plan or try to plan for the future as best we can. This planning is very helpful. From my own experience, a lot of the families I talk to, this is the first time that they're talking to any other health professional other than a doctor regarding any long-term care services. So they don't know where to start, what benefits available, do they have too much money, do they have too little money? And that time of crisis is not when you want to be playing for long term. You want to have that in place well beforehand. Talking to elder care lawyers, talking to financial advisors, you need to start building on trust so that if you need to apply for Medicaid, start doing that 5 years before this 5-year look back. If you're a veteran looking to get the VA pension and you have concern in body finances, they have a 3-year look back period, so you have to start well in advance. So planning really helps reduce stress, helps communication a lot easier later when you're trying to coordinate with other family members. There might be 5 different siblings involved, but if you have a plan in place, everyone knows what's to be done. Who knows? Someone knows what they're doing, what their role is, and all the coordination. Then just building a circle of support. Maybe you might not need help right away, but you know someone to call and do some planning ahead. Caring for the caregiver. This is primarily for the caregiver taking care of the individual with dementia. You know, caregiver health impacts the well-being of the person receiving care. You know, chronic stress, fatigue, burnout can lead to emotional exhaustion and reduced care quality. So prioritizing self-care, rest, peer support, and supporting those caregivers to stay resilient by providing compassionate and effective care. So recognizing early signs of burnout. If you're emotionally drained, if you're physically drained, if you're starting to notice, your health deteriorating, that might be a good time to start looking to other support systems, maybe other home care agencies, other care management agencies to help coordinate care, reaching out to inside memory help find other support resource groups. I've seen family members, mostly their spouses, neglect themselves because they're so burdened with the care that they need to provide their spouse. They either have to stay extended hours in the rehab, extended hours in the hospital, making sure that spouse is okay, making sure they're getting to the doctor's appointments on time. A lot of the time is taken away from them. that individual. So taking the time for the caregiver and making sure they're okay is very important too. If you know caregiver is taking care of an individual that's struggling, reach out. Maybe not ask for help, but just show up with help one day. I think a lot of people are afraid to ask for help, but if they are given help, they're more than happy to accept it. So for me, instead of asking, I always just show up, offer. I think people appreciate that. If they don't, it is what it is, but we offer good help and they know that. So, living with dignity and joy. This is to kind of encompass everything. That's to say, honoring the individual's wishes. They had a living will. They had a certain way they wanted to live on the rest of their lives. They didn't want to ever go into the assisted living. I've had family members be very adamant that no matter what, my father and mother does not want to be in an assisted living home. I want to honor that as best as I can. So